Hi, I'm Jacqueline Isaacs, also known as the Unsmug Mum and jacquelineisaacs.co.uk. This is video 3 of the tackling the subject of sugar. In the previous video, we started to talk about sugar's natural packaging, fibre, and we started using the imagery of a sieve and a plug hole, and insoluble fibre as hair in that plug hole and soluble being the gloopy porridge. We started to grasp the concept of how Mother Nature in particular packaged her sugars, whether it be carbs, think of grains, think of skins on potatoes, think of the pith in fruit. Mother Nature always packaged her sugars with fibre, and we began to grasp, using the imagery especially of a plug hole, having the hair and the porridge and what that would do to slowing down your shower water and stopping the soap scum and that being able to drain away. We grasped the idea that if we compared our gut lining to that plug hole, that we grasp the idea that actually fibre is a really good way to slow down how fast sugar can be absorbed into our bloodstream and actually prevent some of it being absorbed by our bloodstream. So obviously we do not digest fibre. It goes all the way through. So it can, think of sticks down a stream, it can drag some of that sugar out of the body with it. So that's great. It's like a double whammy. Not only does it slow it down, it prevents some of it getting into our bloodstream as well. So that is Mother Nature's way of helping us. Our problem is us clever humans get all clever and we start ripping apart her design and removing some of it. So you think of your white flour and your juice, we've removed all of that fibre, we've removed the packaging, and that's why I swear that's half of our problem, really, because what we've done in essence is concentrate the most calorific part of that food. So you think white flour, basically that grain has been reduced to a fine white powder that you could basically just stir up, mix into water and drink it on down. You know, that's going to go straight through that sieve, straight through that plug hole. There's no hair or porridge to stop it getting through. And fruit juice is the same. You know, there might be residual vitamins and so forth that are in that fruit juice. Flours these days, because we rip everything out of it, we then fortify it. We put some stuff back. Never mind if we ate it in its natural form, that it's probably going to have good stuff in it anyway. No, we take it all out and then we artificially fortify it with some minerals. So, you know, there's going to be a little bit of goodness there, but ultimately you have reduced down, I don't know what, a section of a field of crops into a fine white powder, dozens of pieces of fruit that no way you could sit there and eat dozens of pieces of fruit all in one go, and yet we squeeze the juice out and there you go, we're able to do it in a swig. So that is thinking about nature's packaging and how she tried to help us, and you know how that can slow down and prevent things. Fibre is key, and it does make me wonder. Let's think about what we're always being told, you know, 5 a day, or whatever it is now. Always changing it, I can't keep up. Fruit and veg, basically, fruit and veg in its whole form, right? So all the big giants, all the manufacturers have taken out all of the packaging, and what in essence is 5 a day trying to get you to do? It's trying to get you to eat fruit and veg, which has basically got the natural packaging, which has got the fibre, which helps slows down, which helps prevent some of it getting through. And there's more than that. I 100% believe that fibre has been my magic ingredient for losing my weight. Ultimately, you've got to remember that any food that is not in its natural form has been processed. And processing generally means it's been mucked about with, something's been removed or reduced down, or so you know, you think of your flours and your juices and whatever, you've had stuff taken away. I generally eat savoury food on either a bed of salad or on a bed of vegetables. I generally eat my puddings, I still have puddings, but I have them on a bed of fruit, for instance. bulks it out. What is fibre? It's bulk. It literally is bulk. But there is another ingredient. So not only do you feel fibre can make your plate look fuller, it can make your stomach feel fuller. Not only that, it's got the hair and porridge effect of slowing down the absorption, and it's got the ability to be sticks down a stream and prevent some of it coming through and taking it straight out of your body. There's another thing it does. It's amazing, right? And I'm sorry I didn't do this time. This is from a previous blog, okay, that I used to run. So this here, mouth, food go in. Down our throat. Here's our stomach. Here's fibre in our stomach going round and round. Doesn't digest here. Carries on going. Here's our guts. This is a small intestine. Doesn't get absorbed there either. Keeps on going. Here is our large intestine. This is our poo factory. This is our large intestine. Goes all the way through. Because we don't digest it here, fibre doesn't go through the sieve or the plug hole. It reaches our poo factory, it reaches our large intestine, and there's something that happens when fibre gets this far along the system. It's at this stage, something called, I don't know if you can see it on there, can I see it on there? This might be a little bit small. Peptide YY, also PYY. It is an appetite reducing hormone. Right, that's really important. Okay, there are hormones involved in, we've heard of the hunger hormone, we've heard of that. It's actually, hunger is a hormone that gives us that hungry feeling. It's, you know, it's released. There are, some of you may have heard of leptin. I'll deal with it separately. That's supposed to be our feeling full hormone. Fibre, because it gets to the poo factory, because fibre does not get digested, goes all the way through the system, ends up in the large intestine, it triggers the release of a hormone at that point called PYY, peptide YY, and that is an appetite reducing hormone. So let's just backtrack a bit here. Fibre, which is found in whole fruits and whole veggies, it slows down the absorption of sugar, it prevents some of it getting through, it bulks up our meals, it can make our plates look fuller, it can make our stomach feel fuller, it does not get digested, ooh, calorie free, we like that, it goes all the way through and triggers the release of a hormone that switches off our appetite. Kind of important, which is why I believe it's been my magic ingredient for my losing my weight. You know, we're told 5 a day, you must eat this, you must eat more of this, but we're never told why. We're never told properly why. And sometimes I think if we properly understood the reasons behind these things, then actually there's more of a chance that we think, oh, I really want to do that because I know this and that's why I'm going to have that, you know. So that slows it down, prevents some of it getting in, sticks down a stream, hair and porridge, slow, you know, all of that, plus it releases a hormone that helps reduce our appetite. And there's something else. And this is why I call it a magic ingredient. And it's so sad that so much of our processing and our manufacturing methods remove fibre from our foods. Heard of gut bacteria? Heard of prebiotics, probiotics? Don't really know what they are. Might tackle them in a separate video. They're like a subject in their own right. We have bacteria in our guts. We can kind of grasp that, right? There are good guys and there are bad guys. We want the good guys. Guess what they eat? Fibre! Guess what the bad guys eat? Sugar. So, we need our good guys to win. So to help our good guys win, we need to feed them. Otherwise they will starve and die off. So feed them with fibre. Where do we get fibre? Fruits and veggies. So there's a great website I found that I'm going to link to. when I share this video. It's British Nutrition Foundation, and there's a guide on there to ways that you can make sure you can introduce fibre into your diet. Last thing to just mention before I go, obviously, before we move on in the next video back onto tackling the real subject of the different types of sugar and what happens when each different type enters our body. One last thing to say with fibre, obviously it makes up the bulk of our poo, well, not the bulk of it, but a good quantity of our poo. If we didn't have fibre in our diet, we're likely to get constipated. So if you suffer from constipation, take a look at your fibre intake. But in combination with that, water. Not a lot of people realise this, and there's a great book that I highly recommend for any readers out there that are even vaguely interested in how the body works. This book is just brilliant, and she has put a copy of the Bristol Stool Guide in there, because we don't like talking about poo, but it's very important, and our poo should look something like between these two. Yeah, a bit like a sausage. And in it, in this particular section, look, it's got a big black outline because it's like, ooh, taboo subject, poo. Our poo is actually 3/4 water. Did you know that? So, fibre, yes. Water. Why that is important, let me just use a really high-tech, high-budget visual prop. Recognise this? Do you know what this is? Celery. Yeah? We've heard of celery and we kind of know, oh, it's great, it's like low calorie, and we kind of know it's a great way to bulk stuff out, and that I think it takes more energy to digest it than it actually has, like, gives us, which makes sense because it's full of fibre and water. Fibre and water, this is like a poo log. So, obviously one of the reasons it's great is because, I mean, you could literally, I can't do it because I'm holding the phone with my other hand, but you could literally pull off the strips of fibre. There's your hair in your plug hole. And the reason that it's mostly water is because of the fibre. So fibre soaks up water like a sponge. And so the reason that's really important for being able to have regular stool movements is because our poo should be 3/4 made up of water. So we need the fibre to soak up the water, so to help keep things moving. And we want to keep things moving. It's really important to keep things moving because, you know, apart from the fact it's pretty uncomfortable if things ain't moving, we want it to flush our system. You know, we don't want all of that stuff just sat in our intestines slowly, you know, releasing gases as it's being digested and making us feel bloated and making sure our body absorbs every single scrap of that sugar. No, we want it to keep moving. Some of it get absorbed, maybe a bit slowly. Get some of it out, obviously. You don't want your diet out of balance and too high in fibre because obviously sticks down a stream. It's not going to differentiate between good nutrients and bad sugars. It's going to sweep some of that out with it. So obviously it is all about balance. Don't go mad just eating a plate full of veg. But there we go. I hope that now has given you some background knowledge, and I've really bigged up why it is I don't want to put anyone off of the idea of eating whole fruit and how important it is, because obviously we know whole fruit contains sugar, but now hopefully with this video and the previous video we are now armed with the knowledge as to why it's definitely okay to eat fruit. Obviously some fruits have more advantages than others, you know, that I've already bigged up. Berries, for instance, as being low sugar but nutrient dense because they're really high in all the vitamins and antioxidants and things. But, you know, guys, any fruit, really. It's in its natural packaging, and what a way to get some of the sweet stuff and some of the magic ingredient as well. Next video, let's delve into the different types of sugar. G'day, guys. Bye.